If you're feeling at a point in which you think you have consumed too much conceptual knowledge, too many videos, too many books, too many teachings, and now when you even click on a video like this one, you go probably halfway through and you feel like you don't want to understand anymore this conceptually, then that means that you're ready to integrate everything that you have been learning and that has been resonating with you. So the first thing I'm going to ask you as you watch this video is to let go of anything that you think you're going to learn here conceptually. Listen to my words as a reference to something that is within you, and do not try to make out a new concept of this or try to connect it with something else. Your mind is going to do that. Let it be, and just stay with what I will guide you through. First, realize that this phase of consuming intellectual knowledge is a beginner's phase, and everybody goes through that. We all need to find information that is out there that resonates with the truth within us. Again, the truth is not something that we find outside. We only find pointers to the truth that is already within us. It is how much do we need for this pointing to go directly into what it's asking for. If you're watching this video, chances are you are not caught up in philosophical debate. Chances are you're not interested anymore in understanding new models of reality. Chances are all of that had already resonated with you and you have studied enough. It's time to put it into practice. Because all this conceptual knowledge, as much as it resonates with us, the only thing it does is reinforce thought. And by reinforcing thought, it solidifies falsely the sense of identity of me having knowledge. All you have is memory, and you're not memory. What you have been feeling is simply the resonance that a teaching, a pointing, a concept, a model gives back to you. It hits your heart and it resonates inside. That's why we use the word resonance. Because the information touches a part of you that vibrates with truth. But it has nothing to do with the pointing. There are infinite angles in which we can point into one direction, but what we are all pointing at is the same thing, and that is your heart. So the only thing missing at this point is how to integrate this knowledge. In meditation, when we observe our thoughts in our mind, what we're doing is simply noticing what is coming up. And in this practice, what I want you to do is to allow what comes up and let it go. As I said at the beginning of the video, even if my words are making sense to you in a conceptual and intellectual level, see it only as a pointer, as a signal to what it feels to let go of thought, to abandon thought, and stay with what is. Do not allow thought to inform this state of simply being with thought. We're not trying to push it away, but we're also not resonating with the thought anymore. We're not vibrating as the thought. If anything, the thought just comes in and is felt and is let go. We're not clinging to thought. In this immersion of the mind into this awareness is where everything begins to make direct experiential sense. If you find yourself caught in thought again, Remember, you are not the thought. You are aware of a thought. You are aware of a narrative. Thoughts come woven into strings of narratives that change direction. Let go of those narratives. You are not the voice. You're not the character in the narrative. You are what is observing it. You're not trying to be informed by that story. That is just a simple recollection of memories. Let them be. And stay with what is. If thoughts keep coming up, it's totally normal. Just stay as the presence, the awareness of those thoughts. A concept may arise, an image of you being the observer, you being pure awareness. Let that go as well. Stay with what is. Do not allow the mind to inform anything about awareness. It knows nothing about awareness. It cannot describe awareness. When it does, it creates a false image of what awareness is, of what you are. So why even allow it? Why even entertain it, rather? Allowing is fine. Allowing it is what we do. This is what brings us to the state of meditation in which there is no desire to attain anything. There is no desire to get rid of anything, but simply comfortable, at peace with whatever is coming through the mind. Everything that you have learned so far is pointing into this direction, to simply be at peace with your mind. Because even when we are vibrating with amazing concepts and models of reality, we're still vibrating as that. We're still invested in that. And that's why we're still pulled to more understanding, more intellectual knowledge, more concepts, learning more, because your identity is filled with memory. And it feels like the more memory it has, the more knowledge, conceptual knowledge it has, the stronger it feels. And the more rigid it becomes. Let go of absolutely everything and stay with what is. Trust your own being. Trust the awareness that you are. This is the ultimate knowledge because it is the knowledge through which every other knowledge is known. This will begin to inform your mind, or actually to reform your mind without the need to reference to memory, but actually to speak from experience. This is the transition that is needed at some point for some who are already saturated with information, saturated with conceptual knowledge and models of reality and teachings and materials. That's why you're here, because you've had enough reading, enough watching, enough listening, and you're here to integrate everything. How do you do this? Letting go of everything that your mind is telling you about yourself and about reality. If you feel a little fear that you might forget and not know truth, that's the ego talking. Because the ego depends on conceptual knowledge, on images, on words. To debilitate and weaken this tendency of the ego, we do the same thing. Realize that we are not that. And simply returning to our true identity. There is fear because there is lack of trust that that which you are will reform your mind, will put everything together, will put everything cohesively, which is really what you're seeking. It's what you're craving at this point. And there's only one practice that is needed for this, which is a non-practice. It is an effortless happening, a relaxation of attention into your true being, awareness itself. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope, as always, that it's helpful to you. And if you want to dive in more and get involved with this teaching and get support, the help that you need to let go of all of this and really start integrating through this one practice, which again is a non-practice, then go ahead and visit my school community, where there is a free classroom where you can learn this method. It's a very simple way to implement it in your life, and also get involved in the Q&As that I host on Fridays. If you also want to see what we can do together, if you need more help one-on-one, then definitely book a call with me. You can find the link in the description, and we can get to talk about how's your situation, where do you feel that you need help, and we'll develop a plan to work together. That's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you in the next video.